All right, back with you on the NL Sports Platter. Of course, traveling this time around, and we'll tell you where we are in just a quick second. The podcast, of course, can be downloaded all over the place, major platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Deezer, the Podbean app, YouTube, and Tumblr. The official college and title sponsor of the program is Bryant and Stratton College. And how cool is this? I'm out taking part in some women's soccer for the Bobcats, and I'm here to talk men's soccer while we're on the sidelines with the athletic director and head men's soccer coach, Dimitrievski, and of course one of their big stars, a captain on the team, McGoldrick. And I think I said that correctly the first time. Connor, guys, how are you? Come on in, Connor, and we'll get a little interview going here. Nick, why don't you lead off in terms of just the excitement of over your team? And obviously here you can just see this team's playing really well. The soccer program's doing their thing at Bryant and Stratton.
Yeah, we've been quite successful for a long time. We were in the junior college for the first 17 years. We won a national championship. We've had some big-time players like Shari Joseph, who was an 8-time MLS All-Star. We moved to the USCA, which is a 4-year league, and we are the 2015, 16, 17, 18 national champion runners-up. So we've done pretty good, and this year's team can be, on paper, so far, one of the best teams we've ever had.
So before we bring Connor in here, obviously playing soccer, but could play basketball clearly, right? I mean, what is 6'5", 6'6", but talk a little about your captain here.
Yeah, Connor's 6'7" sweeper from Scotland. When I first picked him up, I got him through another former captain. When I first picked him up, I was really shocked how big he was, but he's done absolutely fantastic. He is one of the top, if not the top, center back in the country. And he is the epitome of what you want as a leader. And with his leadership and a couple of the other guys, we are on par to win a championship.
Connor, let's talk to you for a little bit here. So you're from Scotland, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so I've always wanted to go over there to play golf, and I'm sure that's a big thing over there. Did you ever play golf courses? You ever get in the sport of golf?
Yeah, used to play golf when I was growing up through school, but then I got an injury in my back, so unfortunately soccer took priority and I stopped playing golf to play soccer. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about a little bit about this soccer, this team this year and the momentum that is surrounding this squad. What do you see in this team that could make it a powerhouse?
I mean, we've got absolutely everything that you want in a team. We've got pace, we've got power, we've got depth, which I think are important things to go and win national championships. You need every player, and I think this year, unlike other years, we've got a lot of depth this year, so I think we're definitely on track to win a national championship.
One of the things in soccer, obviously, is that it's global. You know, in the United States, the NFL is king, but if you looked at the number one international sport, it's obviously soccer, and there has been growth in terms of soccer in this country. How have you seen this country picking up the sport as we go year to year? You know, more youth camps? Is it more at your level? Where do you see the United States taking the next step?
Well, I think one of the best things that the United States has is the college program, and university program. Not a lot of other countries have that. And the fact that they're going international as well, they're bringing international students in, building these players up over 4 or 5 years throughout university, and then they can then go into the MLS or USL, whatever it may be. But the 4 years in college definitely help prepare players a lot better than, say, just coming out of an academy.
So what are you studying at Bryant and Stratton?
Business.
What do you like about business? Besides hiring me in 5 years to work under you.
I mean, everything's business nowadays.
Yeah.
So just getting a feel for everything that I might face in the big bad world.
Give me a quick idea of when you first started playing the game of soccer. You know, how did it go? How'd you first get into it?
I think I was maybe 3 years old, and it was just a ball in the house. I think maybe it was like a Christmas present or birthday present, just kicking it about in the garden. And then you just grow up. Everybody in Scotland plays it. So in your like a little estate, you can just go around the doors, chat the doors. Friends come out, play football in the street, or soccer in the street. Sorry.
I've had a lot of, coaches and players. Nick's come on before as well, and we'll get back to Nick in just a second. But one of the things that we've talked about for almost 2 years now running is that there's just so much momentum and so much of a feeling of excitement around Bryant and Stratton College, from the athletics to the academics. Do you feel that on a daily basis as well?
Yeah, definitely on a daily basis, and definitely with athletics, we've made headlines the last couple of years. We've just been unfortunate, we've not won it. And then in the classrooms as well, you go around school, everyone knows your name.
I like that too, you know?
Exactly. It's better than sitting in a lecture hall where there's 200 people and they don't even know if you're there or not. So it's good the fact that you've got help. You can just go and ask the teacher if you need the help or whatever it may be. So it's definitely making steps in the right direction, yeah.
I remember when I was at St. Bonaventure, you walked into a class full of like 15 people in journalism. If you walked in 2 minutes late, you knew you were late, they knew you were late, and everything like that. Connor McGoldrick is our guest here, captain of the Bobcats men's soccer team, hitting the post here in this women's soccer game. They're in a very competitive game here, scoreless out here at the CNY Family Sports Center. Nick, this is a nice facility. Both clubs playing here. Get into a little bit of the homegrown, the home scene here. People need to come out and see the Bobcats. And you guys have been here for how long now?
Yeah, 20 years. We're the best kept secret in town. The soccer team is incredible. We've added basketball, men's basketball, women's basketball. So we're starting to really expand. We started sports at the Bryant, Stratton, Albany, Rochester, and Buffalo campuses. So we just what Connor said a little while ago. Probably the biggest decision that I ever made was a couple years ago. Wherever I'd go, I'd have people kind of what like the Big East, the ACC did with Syracuse, how they poached them to get into their conference. The USCA did the same. Everywhere I'd go, people would be, discussing the opportunity at the USCA. And that was probably one of the single best moves we've ever did, because now we have kids. You have associate's degrees and bachelor degrees. So kids can come in here, play 2 years, transfer out like normal, or stay and play the third and fourth year like Connor is. So we just really hit it out of the park with that, and just get different well-rounded student athletes and just a whole different dynamic to the campus.
Yeah, it is something else. I mean, and you can go to the website, bryantstratton.edu, and it's amazing, the 2 and 4 year degree options. I remember when I was in high school, I had a couple of friends who came to Bryant and Stratton College, but it's nothing like it is now. And they were looking at some academics and different things to do, maybe playing in sports. And, they've come up to me since we've been, together and involved, and they said, man, Bryant Stratton really has all that stuff? And I said, yes, they do. And you can log on again to bryantstratton.edu for every and in life. What do you hope people, I'll close on this, guys, is what do you hope that, when people come out and see your team play, what do you hope they say about your squad?
Yeah, that's a great question. We play a modern old school system of 4-4-2 diamond. And I had a guidance counselor, a high school soccer coach, come out to one of our games last year. His name was Chris Pellegra. And he saw the game, the way we played, and he was so impressed by it. He's like, I'm going to have my school play like that.
Setting trends.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We do a really good job to stay up with the modern times. And I think the guys in Connor can comment on it. What they go through on a daily basis and where they started, where they ended. It's just a real masterpiece.
So you're kind of like Jim Boeheim teaching Coach K the zone?
You can ask Connor on that one. Yeah, it's kind of similar to that, yeah.
What do you say, Connor, in terms of, your team? If somebody were to come out to see you guys play, what do you hope they say about you guys?
They were an exciting team, that we go out and we attack, score goals, defend well at the back. An all-round well performance, I'd say.
I got one more for you, actually. What's harder, soccer or golf?
Golf, it's a individual sport, so if you're having a bad day at golf, then you're snookered, but if you're having a bad day in soccer, you've got 10 other boys who might be able to help you out.
That's how I look at it too, from a basketball standpoint. If you're 1 for 10, Steph Curry hits 9 3-pointers, right? And you can win. But in golf, you start bogeying holes, it's on you. No doubt about it. Well, look, Connor McGoldrick and Nick Dimitrievski, it was great to have you guys, captain of the squad, and, of course, the head coach over here of the men's soccer squad and athletic director, Bryant Stratton College. Make sure you check out their website. It's bscbobcats.com for schedule information, rosters, and much, much more. Come out and support the Bobcats here in Central New York at the CNY Family Sports Center. Nick, thank you. Connor, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Mike Lindsley with you. The ML Sports Platter is all over the major platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, as well as Stitcher, Deezer, the Podbean app, YouTube, and tumbler. Bryant Stratton College, again, is the official college and title sponsor of the ML Sports Platter. Make sure that you for sure come on out and support the Bobcats here at the CNY Family Sports Center. It's right on Jones Road. It's easily off 690. Of course, men's team, women's team, and then women's basketball is starting this year with their first campaign under Clay Sherman, and the men's hoops team under Danny Frasina. I will also mention to you that we're going to be doing student-athlete interviews as well as coaching interviews all sports season long, so make sure that you do tune in here to the ML Sports Platter. BryantStratton.edu, Bryant and Stratton College, the official college of the ML Sports Platter for every and in life. Bryant and Stratton College. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Nick Dimitrievski, and thank you as well to Connor McGoldrick. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.